Welcome to Silicon Valley Nonprofits, a service of KMVT Community Media. I'm Bev Lenahan, your host. Today our guest is Masha Murkelova. She's Executive Director and the founder of Club Z. Thank you for being with us today, Masha. Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much, Bev, for having us. I really appreciate it.
Very glad to get to know you. So tell us a little bit about Club Z. How did it get founded?
Well, Club Z was started in 2012 to answer a communal need of connecting Jewish teenagers' identity to Israel and Zionism. I was looking for a program for my son and his friends who were facing unpleasant things in their high schools, and I couldn't find anything. And so I thought, how hard could it be?
How hard could it be?
How hard could it be? At the time I was working in obstetrics. I worked in labor and delivery for 17 years as an RN, and delivered lots of babies, and was really privileged. It's a very special place to be in a delivery room.
Sure.
Now I'm with teenagers. And
totally different.
Very different. Very challenging, yes. But it's something that I love doing, and it has really is answering the need, because we've grown in the last 6 months tremendously all across the United States.
Oh, across the United States.
Yeah.
That's quite an ambitious goal that you have. Wow. So, but you're very grounded in guiding principles. I was very impressed with those. So share with our viewers your guiding principles.
I'd love to. I'll share just 3, just because there's 7 of them, and I could talk forever.
No, that's a good idea.
So the first guiding principle is, who's a Zionist? And we think that a Zionist is any person who believes that Jews have a right to have a national home in Israel. You don't have to be Jewish. You don't have to agree with Israeli government politics. Nothing like that. You can be right-wing, left-wing, whatever you want. But as long as you think that Jewish people have a right to determine their own fate in a homeland of Israel, then you're a Zionist. Second principle that I'd like to feature is that Israel is a central part of Jewish identity. You don't have to believe, you don't have to be practicing Jew, you don't have to be Orthodox. You can practice whatever it is you want. You don't have to practice anything. You can live in the United States, you can live in Russia, you can live in Antarctica. Israel is still a central part of who you are. Why? Because Jewish people were born in Israel. We're called Jews because we come from Judea, and so no matter what happens, that's who we are.
And then a third one?
And the third one is very simple. It's the fact that knowledge and not talking points contribute to a productive conversation.
Facts.
Facts, history, actual context of things that are going on. And so we are not giving teens talking points, go debate somebody, not at all. Bring them into the conversation, have a cup of coffee or a tea or a soda with them, and make friends and move the conversation forward that way.
Very good. Well, I think our viewers will want to see the other 4 on your website. But you have really ambitious programs where it's not so casual, it's very formalized. So talk about your programs.
It is, yes. So our flagship program is called Club Z Institute, and it's a commitment. It's an academic program that is also provides a social environment for the teenagers. And we have our own curriculum that is developed by leading experts in various fields. And teens come, every other week. We learn together. We create a community of really colleagues and friends who then form lifelong friendships with each other. And we also, teenagers like to have fun.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. So we can create a scavenger hunt with them. We'll go on the beach. We'll do outing to the movies or a bowling alley. It's really becomes a network of friends who can help each other when it's great times and when it's challenging. When something comes up in their high school, they can reach out to the Reach network and come up with solutions. And so we empower them to really think for themselves, learn how to do research, learn how to be a decent human being.
Well, isn't that refreshing? That's wonderful. I think you've got some upcoming trainings for the Institute.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
We host an annual forum, and it's open to any teenager in high school. They don't have to be Jewish, and they can be from anywhere in the United States or Canada. And it's a 3-day conference that is brings teens from all over the North America. We have delegations from New York, from Cleveland, Minnesota, Seattle, San Diego.
To here in Northern California?
Yeah, to Northern California. It's easy to recruit teens from the East Coast because it's so cold in January, but and it's an amazing gathering of teenagers and also extremely interesting speakers that come that not only present, but my deal with the speakers is please come, please spend the whole entire weekend, have meals with the teens. So again, they're forming these relationships with these amazing people whom they really probably wouldn't meet otherwise. This year we're bringing a Native American Indian who is going to talk about indigenous rights, indigenous people's struggle, and how that relates to the Jewish people.
Wonderful.
We're bringing a British Pakistani Muslim who has an incredible story of being really sort of enthralled in anti-Israel movements and wanted to be, more active in it, and came across a book in a bookstore that changed his life. And we're bringing an Israeli Jew. So it'll be a funny joke if 3 of them walk into a bar.
It's the makings for a great joke,
right?
But also a really meaningful institute. We do learn from one another, don't we? Our histories are really more common than we think they are, and
Absolutely.
The struggles.
Absolutely, and that's what we want the teens to understand: is that we're all part of, people living their lives, and we want to be good people, and we want to bring light into the world. We want to make the world a better place, and to do that, you need to know where you're coming from.
Yes.
What is your heritage, so you can draw from that, and really, expand to the larger circle of your friends.
Absolutely, and as you said, they're building a lifelong community, one where they'll have friendships for a very, very long time through these various avenues that you have. So I know you're a nonprofit and you have a board, right?
Yes.
And you have expenses. So how can our viewers help Club Z? How can they further the good work you're doing?
We do have tax-deductible, we accept tax-deductible donations, of course. We're fully 501c3. So they can donate at our website. It's clubz, as in Zionism.org/donate. And there is a donation opportunities.
How about volunteers?
Volunteers are always needed.
Especially for the Institute, I would think.
Absolutely. We really could use help of exciting, young professionals who want to come and share or mentor.
Oh, good.
And it's wonderful.
I think there are a lot of people who would like to mentor and don't necessarily know how to go about it. So
Absolutely.
That would be good. Well, we wish you all good fortune. You're doing great work, and thank you so much for sharing today about Club Z.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
Welcome to Silicon Valley Nonprofits, a service of KMVT Community Media. I'm Bev Lenahan, your host. Today our guest is Masha Murkelova, Executive Director and founder of Club Z. Nice to have you here today, Masha. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, today we're going to zero in on your institute, but first share with our viewers what is Club Z?
Club Z, which was founded in 2012, is a network of teenagers who are educated, articulate, and proud of who they are, know the Jewish history, and how they're connected to it personally.
And I know you do this through various ways of educating them and bringing them together as community. But let's focus today on your institute. It's a leadership institute, and you have one coming up in January of 19.
Right. January 18th through 21st, we are hosting our 6th annual
very good.
Leadership Forum. The full name is Youth Zionist Leadership Forum. And it's an amazing gathering of teenagers from all across America. We have teens coming from New York, Minnesota, Los Angeles.
Very good.
From everywhere, really. And we're bringing amazing speakers who are connecting with teens on a personal level, as well as giving them these necessary knowledge and tools to be as successful as they could possibly be as teenagers in today's world, when it comes to being Jewish, when it comes to being proud, when it comes to being productive teens.
Well, that's important, and I understand you're going to have some interesting visitors from and speakers from the indigenous
Right. We're hosting
area.
Ryan Belrose. He's a member of Métis Nation from northern Alberta, and he will be talking about indigenous people's struggles, rights, and how it is connected to being Jewish. We also are hosting Qasim Hafiz, who is a Pakistani British Muslim who have, through a personal journey, went from being extremely sort of like anti-Semitic, and he talks about it very openly. His family was anti-Semitic, and it was indoctrinated into him. He made a video called I Was Born to Hate Jews.
Oh my.
And he came across a book in a bookstore, made him rethink his entire life, and now he's an outspoken supporter of the Jewish people.
What a rundown of speakers.
Yeah, and we're also hosting Ran Bar Yoshafat from Israel, and he's a young Israeli attorney who focuses on international law, and so he'll address those questions.
Very good. Well, there may be viewers who would like to attend, or folks who want to support you in your efforts. And so how do they find out more about the Institute?
The best thing to do is to go on our website, which is very easy. It's www.clubz.org. And that's where all of the information is. We'd love to gather volunteers. We have plenty of opportunities for people to get involved. Of course, we'd love some donations as well. But in any ways, we'd love to welcome people into our community.
Good. Where is the Institute being held?
This year, Institute is being held at Samateo Marriott, which is very conveniently located to SFO, which have a shuttle. So
very
it's a great place.
Making it convenient for folks all over.
Absolutely.
Well, I know it's going to be a very robust weekend. We wish you all the best, and thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you very much. Come join us anytime on the weekend.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.